Morning, everyone. Start just a couple of minutes, 1/2 as normal. Sorry, Jethro, I just want to clarify, are you back in Joburg now? I thought you were going to Thailand. Apparently it's Taiwan that you went to. As I say, if it's Taiwan, it's about 7 hours difference. So what would you be in the late afternoon there? Unless you're in Joburg. Oh, you're in the Cape, sorry. There's another world outside Joburg, of course, the Cape, beg your pardon. Getting a bit crowded down there. Last time I was in the Cape a couple of years ago, and I thought the traffic jams are worse than Joburg. And if you go to see traffic lights, hell, they take their time to change head. Oh, good morning to you indeed, Cheryl. 3 more seconds and we'll get started. That's a diplomatic way. Yeah. I mean, the whole idea by Uber was just that, to try and get people, get the price down worldwide so people use it instead of having a car. From the parking space, which is wasted space, all the other hassles, and all the costs of depreciation, the servicing. You can't drink and drive. So you have some place you can't even 1 beer and then you can't use it, your own car. You know, the insuring of it, all the other bits and pieces. At least you need it for work. Try to get away from that. And not much success at having it. There's a bit of an emotional attachment, but that's a general idea. And I work from home, so I'll be honest, I don't have a car. My sister lives literally about 400 or 500 meters away, and the husband's got a work bucky and his own landy, plus she's got her own car, so we just share in that. So when I go out and do the shopping or do anything like that, I just use the car. And then, yeah, and if we're going out like I'm going out tonight, definitely not going to be using the car, because I will be having at least a glass of wine or two with a meal or whatever. And so I couldn't take the car anyway. So I'm using what I use Bolt, but that's the same. Yeah, so that seems to make more sense. And I don't have all the hassles, the expenses, the worries, and all the bits and pieces that go with it. That's low felt, yeah, I know it should be. Yeah. I didn't know that, but I take your point. Yeah. Well, there you are, close enough to the waterfront. You can walk there, and everything's there. And the buses are good down there. I mean, last time I was down there, we had a car, and then we said, "What the hell are we doing a bloody car for?" So I just sort of, well, not myself, I just got on the bus, and that was fine. Occasionally, got a taxi. We couldn't bother waiting for a bus, and it worked out just fine. But to somehow get away from the cultural love affair of this damn over expensive motor car, because you think of all the costs that go with it, it's horrific. Yeah, well, just really great though. The bus, I enjoyed it. Sit back, enjoy the view. Hurry, I took a taxi. Otherwise, the bus wasn't a rush. What a pleasure. Absolutely. Sod the bloody car. If all right, you're a rep on the road, you need it. I get that, but I mean, otherwise, how many people really need it? And then to say, if you want to go out in the evening, you want a beer or a glass of wine or two, you can't use the car anyway. But you can. You try on the Saturday night in Santon, they're out and after you. Now, I'm say going all over the place, like downing a bottle in, but I'm just seeing even a beer over the limit. Anyway, it's past, we're waffling on. Excuse me. I couldn't agree. I'm not saying it's wonderful at all. I'm saying it's absolutely terrible. We want half of you to leave. No, I get that. It's just, I table a few years ago, so it's supposed to be a trading room like Cape Town. And I went back there after leaving about 20, 25 years later. I couldn't recognize the place. I had to get GPS to find my way around. It was all that way down from a certain place called Dolphin Beach. You might have known that. Right, table view on the front there. And the Milton Golf Course just down the line there, I was a member of. And it was just starting to build up a bit. But that place now is just, you can't get from A to bloody B there. It was a nightmare. No, I agree. Anyway, moving on. Right, we had a few trade ideas out. A couple of more we had out yesterday, AUD, USD, and etc. And I mentioned again the strategy room. They'll like to send it out now. I mentioned a couple of people earlier on this morning if they weren't in to get in at a 64.60, slightly higher price. But anyway, the guys that took the trades with us from yesterday would have been at 64.72, and clearly they're doing just nice. Okay, they're just doing nice. That's not very good English, but I'll have to do. Sorry about that. Okay. Right, so 62, the trading room price at 64.70. You can bung it in at 64. I think give it a room to move. If it drops below 64, we can move again, but make it 64.50. Then you cannot lose. Costs are covered, etc. So you can rest assured you cannot lose going into the weekend. We might even close it before, might even have a decent profit, but don't get it to any closer than that unless we can break 64. That's one doing just nice. So we modified that. That's doing okay. US dollar, Japanese yen dancing around here. Yeah, we had some pretty good trades out yesterday, didn't we? Let's have a look now. Right, okay, US dollar yen. Oh, well, clearly move that stop. We haven't done already because we got on this one here at 145.68. Well, obviously, you're going to move your stop now. So you can put it up to 146.80. Then you've got at least 115 odd pips profit, 115 pips profit, whatever happens, 115 pips. It sounds rosy, that's why I'm repeating it. It's like a song. I want to continue to sing it like a chorus, 115 pips profit, whatever happens, even you stopped out. And at the moment, you're clearly about 150 pips in profit, or whatever the maths is on that, 140, should I say. So let that run. You can't lose in the trade. Let it run. What a pleasure. So that's a beaut. NZD USD was the other one we had out. That we got out at 58.40. But they've got some of the guys in this morning, slightly better price, 58.60. Be that as it may, you can modify your stop loss down to entry and see if we can break 58 and get a little bit more out of it. Then we can modify it again. So all those, you can't lose on those three, or from yesterday. All right, well, moving along, AUD JPY is a bit slow, jumping around. We've had that before, AUD JPY. Gets there, but it seemed to take its sodding time doing it. But anyway, 94.35, I think again actually this morning by the management. But anyway, whatever. It's a bit early to move the stop this yet. I've got an hour chart, it's fine. It's only 10 pips in profit. So yeah, let it run, but hopefully at least it's on the right side. Entry level, the plus side that is. So move stops, you can reduce them. You reduce the risk by moving the bit, but to get to entry is too close. Anyway, it's in profit. AUD that we got in at what's it now? 87.87. That's at oh Christmas. That's 50 pips. Clearly, we can move the stop now. Yeah, you can make that at 87. Make it 87. What is it now? 50. That's too close. Yeah, make it 87.60. You can move that to 87.60. So now you got at least 27 pips profit, whatever happens. Okay. Hope you've all got that. You can't. Oh, sorry, you can't see me. What a nightmare for you guys. Can't see me. Don't think you want to. I didn't want to spoil your breakfast there, knowledge. But thanks for reminding me on a serious note. Well, spoil your breakfast is fairly. Okay, I'll read that again. AUD, because I always get to go to enter. This is very important, guys. Please, if you entered a different price, this is a different setup. I can only go by what we went down in the trading. We got the trim 87.87. If you got an 87.50 and I say move your stop to 87.50, clearly that's insane. You might as well. You've got to use a bit of common sense, because it's worrying me if people are not doing this. Maybe it's a bit shy or nerves or whatever. But you've got to employ thinking, not to blindly follow. And that's the problem with the world at the moment. They're blindly following everybody, and often it's not doing them any favors. So if you got in at 87.87 or better price, then you can move the stop on this one to 87.60. Therefore, you have a profit, whatever happens. Hope that's clear. US dollar JPY, you can move that to, you'll be in a profit, whatever you've done on that one. Make it 146.80. So you got a fantastic profit, whatever. If it stops you up, never mind, you made over 100 pips profit. If it continues up, what a pleasure. So 146.80 is your stop on that one. AUD, USD, we'll do that. Yeah, we can make that 64.50. 64.50. Always have a pen and paper handy. If you don't want to hold up every repeating, didn't have it handy to hold up the trading room. Professional, have it all handy. Right, NZD, USD, you can make that as well. Entry, I think we got in 58.60. Some got in a little bit lower at 58.40. So if you got in about 58.70, you bring it down to 58.50. If you got it 58.40, it's pushing it a bit, but you can make it 58.40. At least you won't lose on the trade. Hope it's not too close, and hope you can take out the round figure. Hope you're clear on that. Okay. Those four come right. CAD I'm just going over the ones of yesterday so we can play around before we go to new stuff. CAD 107.28. Good, to take out 108. Good stuff. I hope it can maintain above that. Well, clearly we're going to move that as well. We got at 107.28. We can move the stop on that one to 107.70. Still have over 50 pips profit, whatever happens. And at the moment, you're in, you're about 80 pips in profit anyway. So hopefully we'll continue above and take you up to the TP. But we'll modify it as necessary, or you can modify it after 11 o'clock. Don't have a trading room this afternoon. Again, common sense. We're not here to do it for you. It's here to teach you so you can fish yourself, as they say. Okay, so cover the CAD, JPY, USD, JPY, AUD, CAD, NZD, USD, AUD, JPY, leave for the moment, it's in profit, AUD, USD, they're all clean, done, finished, profitable. What a pleasure. Like a stuck record, I'm saying. I look forward to trading when this happens. When it's not happening like this, there was nothing. No, the trading room. Right, next one on the list, as you quite rightly said, S&P 500. Right, we got in at 38. Where is it now? 38. Clearly modify your stop. It can be move around a bit. You don't want to take a loss in the trade. Don't close. Just make it around 38. 38.00. Okay. Don't chase it now. These are modifying stops. These are not trade ideas to jump in now. It's modifying what we've done so far in the trading room. Okay, so I think you bring down to 38. See, if you make it 38.00, you made 38 pips, whatever happens. Okay. Okay, next one was gold at 1666. You might have been stopped out on that because I said modify the stop because it seemed the gold going up. I saw the dollar coming off at one stage. You're getting a bit worried. But if you didn't get stopped out, what a pleasure. You've done well on this one. So if you didn't modify your stop, clearly modify it now. 1666, yeah, bring it down to 1660. So you'll have a nice profit. Whatever happens on that trade, you make a nice profit. And going the weekend, then all your trades in profit. The worst thing can happen, you make a smaller profit than if it goes more in your favor. That's a nice way to go to sleep over the weekend on. Okay, so that's fine. Now, the only one that's a bloody drag, I'll be honest, I didn't do it. I'm not felt this one. But anyway, it seems to be giving us a bit of jip as the end gas. Not one of my favorites, so I'll be honest, I didn't bother with it. Anyway, 6.15 we got in. Clearly, that's not so lekker. 5.28 is a stop. So you're still in the trade. Let it run. But as I mentioned before, it should take a bit of time, unless some radical thing like another war goes on or something. I don't know. It tends to drift a bit. So you might be in this for a few weeks, but we'll see. But if you took it, fine. Please don't do NGAS because it takes long. You've got a small account. You're tying your money up. You can't trade then because you're stuck in this thing. But if you are in it, I'm not being negative just because it's the one that's not out of the 10 of not doing that well. It's because I'm just saying, I said up front, it's a bit slow. So just bear that in mind. So let it run. Hopefully it works out. Okay. Good morning on Fanilla. The other one you had a long on, and I suggested take your profit and go for a short, was your USD. Because the company sent it out when I had my day off. I was a long, did I cannot say that. I was a bit reluctant to go against them, and saying going short with that thing. So I said, so unofficially, take your profit and go short, which a lot of you guys did. And if you did do that and took your profit and then reversed the trade, you'd have been a nice profit. Now, I obviously didn't write that down, so I don't know what price you got in at, but clearly in a profit. Make sure you stay that way by modifying your stop. Okay, don't get it close to about 25 to 30 pips to where the market price is. We don't want you getting stopped out in the noise, especially if you get it too close, knocks you out, and continues down, you're not on board. Common sense. Okay. To be fair, common sense, you're doing it every day. If you're new to it, it might not be quite as clear. I forget, as you first driving a car, it's not quite so automatic to change gear. And you forget you change gear without thinking after a while. You forget how the guys started. But remember, not stop, not loss, not too close. And watch those emotions. They cloud the rationality. Okay, so except for NGAS, it's still in, they're all profitable. What a pleasure. Okay. No, I don't think so, Card. I don't think so. I'll check for you, I don't think so. No, so you've got a bit of resistance technically there. I'd like to see it break through. It breaks down there, it's still got a dollar strength. Remember the DXY? If you've all got it, great. If you don't have it, please say, I don't have DXY, and I'll copy and post the link for you on the chat line here so you have it, because it's important, you got to have it. So yeah, it's a bit of support there. The DXY is still holding up. It's gone up to 110.87. So it's had a bit of a move. I wouldn't be chasing it now. Around about these sort of levels here, and not exactly there, that's cheating, but close to parity down again. Lagarde pointed out she's going to remain fairly dovish. She's going to not look at many more interests. She put up the 75 basis yesterday. She's been reasonably clear, as any diplomat in that level of responsibility has to be, saying that it's going to be slowing down interest rate going forward. Take a fairly dovish approach, which has weakened the euro a little bit. So it could take out 99. I think it's a good chance of it doing that. But then it's got to break that 99 through here and break it. But it's got a few hurdles to get through. So I wouldn't be chasing it now. Sorry about that, Clara. I think it'll come down to 99. There's a very, very good chance, to be honest. I'll be honest with you. And you're getting frustrated you're not on board. But to get a risk reward for 40 pips, 30 pips stop loss, I just don't think it's worth the hassle. I think you just have to accept the fact you might have missed out on that one. I hope you understand my meaning. One tap, we've got a bit nervous at the pound. We've had quite a bit of jip with the pound. Seems to be a bit of a funny fella, especially all the political turmoil that's been on the last couple of weeks. So I thought of a short in the GBP USD, and it would have worked out all right. But I'm a little bit gun shy of it. We had 10 trades out anyway, so it's not a big deal to miss out on that one. And it turned out it would have worked out okay. But it's been giving a bit of jip. And I don't mind a bit of jip, it's going to make sense. We had all that turmoil, and suddenly the pound shot up through the roof. And that didn't make a lot of sense to me. Don't forget some economic calendars coming out. You should all have this. If you don't, I'll copy and paste for you. Everyone has an economic calendar. If you don't, say so. If you don't say so, you don't have it. Well, not much I can do about that. Okay, Germans coming out. GDP's coming out at 10 o'clock. Another quarter of an hour. 2 o'clock, German CPI's coming out. And then the 2/3 of PCE, that's the personal consumption expenditure. Bit of a mouthful, that. On the US is coming out at 2:30, reasonably important. And the Canadians coming out again at 2:30, the GDP, which is quite important. And at 4 o'clock, pending home sales. So the few coming out today. You just keep them handy there. You know, if you've got the link, if you haven't, I'll post it. Keep it minimized. If you forget some of it, just check before you jump into dollar or whatever. Make sure something's not coming out in 5 minutes. It could have stuffed the system up. Okay, we'll do it with pleasure. Thank you. Do it right now. I'll do all three for you. It doesn't take long. Very important. That's the economic calendar. I filled it. You can filter it to whatever you like. If you like the Mexican peso and you want to put in a 1 star instead of 3 star, you do what you like. But I filtered out to the more important data. You can filter as much as you like. That one, I'll do the DXY. We refer to it always in here because it's so important. That's the dollar index. Repeat again, made up of 6 different currencies. The majors, the Canadian, and the Swedish krona, for whatever reason. And then I'll put on the 10-year note. Also important, we're not after the bond or the note, we're after the yields on it. So that will represent the yields or the interest bearing on that particular bond. That's the repaying of the bond. You lend money. You take a bond out, you got to pay them back. And the higher the yields, the worse it is for gold and the stock markets. Okay, not the forex. I'm talking about the gold and stock market. On the dollar, clearly the stronger the dollar, That's common sense, okay? And also it tells you the likelihood of a bit of weakness kicking in on gold, okay? So if the dollar strengthens, a negative on gold. Remember, gold is often used as a safe haven, but at the moment, a lot of guys are going towards the dollar as a safe haven. So if you're not going to go to gold, you go to the dollar, it's going to have a depreciation effect on the dollar, on the gold. Don't forget that. So we've got at 1666. It's $16 not up in your own money, but $16 moving on the gold price up, or 15, or should I say, 16, 14, should I say, 14, 15. That's nice. So maybe you can put your stop a little bit closer. I said 1660. If you're not in it, ignore what I'm saying. If you're still in it, maybe you can bring it down to maybe 56 or something like that. So what happens? You can make these $10 per whatever the size you got it, a $10 movement in. So you make a profit on it anyway. So they're all in profit, except NGAS, and that's just slow. We'll see if that works out in the end. I'll let come to the party, as they say. Okay, we've got the links now. Very important. Copy and paste and keep them there like I do. Everyone doesn't have 2 screens. I do, and I keep it there. So just flick over them when asked on my other screen. I do have the heat map. I just worried that new people using the heat map without understanding the lagging indicators. So if you understand the heat map, I can give it to you. But if you're not fully understand how to use it, I won't. We went through yesterday on the 4 o'clock session, just before 5, about pivot points and things like that. If you don't have any trades, that comes first. It's the trading room. I can revisit that to go over it again if you like. Right, just want to mention stock markets tend to follow, not exactly, mentioned this before, but newer guys, tend to follow the Americans. So if you're negative on the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the S&P, you'll be negative on the GR30, okay? So if you see downside there, in other words, I would suggest you don't buy the German 30 if you're negative on the S&P or the Dow or the Nasdaq. Just bear that in mind. They're not exactly, but they tend to. I don't think I can remember when I've seen the FTSE or the German 30 or the DAX, as they call it, or the CAC 40 or whatever, Hang Seng scream, or the Nikkei screaming up when the Dow and the S&P, etc., screaming down. You get my point. Okay, so we'll be looking for a short, even though it's in the neutral zone. You should all have the 50 and the 200. This is a simple 200 moving average. 200 on day, or 200 on hour, or 200 on week. You should all have the 200 simple and the 50 simple moving average on your charts. This is the 10. I like it. If you want to use it, you can. If you have, this is my choice. These are universally used. This is my choice if you want it. Once you've done it, I mention again, don't forget, right click, go to templates and save the template. So if you lose your chart by pressing the wrong button or whatever, then you just go to templates, you saved it, and here it is down there, the charts you saved. Simple as that. Okay, I strongly suggest you have it there. They're very, 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 very internationally used. They're self-fulfilling and often use support resistance and as a filter. At a glance, you can see the trend is down. The trend is down the longer and the shorter term, 50 and the 200. It's above these two, you'll be looking to buy the retracement. Below, you sell the rally. This you can buy or sell, but I'm leaning towards a sell. Would I be joining it now? It's a bit of resistance coming in there. Try the weekly. There's a bit of resistance coming in on this one as well, but it looks like that is basically resistance there and support on this one. So it bounced about and attacked me a bit. I do see the downside, maybe get a better price or a breakthrough, but I'm not against going in at the moment. I'm not against shorting at the moment. We've had a bit of a rally in the markets lately. The debt problem is outstanding. There's more and more and more people talking about the news, now waking up to it. Our trading room guys here have got ahead of the scheme, so I've been talking about this for several months now. Now they're waking up to the fact we've got a problem there, Houston, big time, with the free money that's being used, where people are borrowing themselves the hill because it's free. Now they put interest rates up and they have a problem because they can't keep up the payments. So we've had quite a bit of a move up the last week or so, and I think it's going to return to the downside. So I'm not against going in now, but you might get a better price. Okay. Well, it could do, because they fall under the Eurozone. Could do, but I mean, so that Lagarde just mentioned there earlier on, that she's done the 75. The next one coming up, she's going to be a bit circumspect on it. So unless the inflation is hectic, which is not good. I'm not sure exactly Euro inflation, but no, it's about 8% now in the States, and it's 10, believe it or not, in the UK. So they're a little bit worried about that. But I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's about 7%. Now, the university, those guys want 2%. So they might be forced, if the inflation continues through a high CPI, to maybe change their mind. But that being as it may, the German 30 inflation, it's big, but it's not the Eurozone on its entirety. There's 17 other countries, although none as big economic as this one, I get that. So it'll make a bit of a difference, but I don't think it's making a drastic difference, but it will make a bit of a difference. Yeah. But so you want to wait for that till 10, you can, or you can go in now or get a better price. But I'd rather see the downside than the up. Not necessarily. I might sell the CHF and buy the dollar, but then I might buy the CHF against the yen. Not necessarily, but I take your point. And we have that out as a AUD JPY buy, AUD US dollar sell, AUD CAD sell. If you get my point. Well, no, it's not. The JPY was strong, it ain't anymore. And the only way it strengthened a bit was a Japanese intervention, because they're finding the importing stuff like oil was getting unprecedentedly high for them. Okay, so they had a Japanese intervention that brought it down a bit, but it's still the problems still haven't gone away. Remember, the forex market is so enormous that even Japanese intervention will give it a jump. They've done it in the past the other way around, about 20 years ago, where they wanted to weaken it because they couldn't. No one was buying their goods because it was too expensive, because the yen was so strong. Okay, so they sold the yen to try and weaken it, and you see this sudden jump down to the end, and then it starts picking up again because it was strong. So it'll start weakening again. So you have a jump and start weakening again. So the yen's gone back to, through the intervention, down, start to weaken again. The oil prices come off a little bit, which is slightly in its favor, but it's still not cheap. It's still 93 bucks a litre. A gallon, sorry, a barrel. I did it right, a barrel. So yeah, so don't agree. I think Japanese could be a bit weak going forward. You say you want to elaborate? Am I waffling on too much? Oh, no, just think show on that. Now the CHF depends on the currency you're against. So you might think it's a bit weak against the dollar, but you probably think it's a lot stronger against the Zimbabwean dollar. So you might buy it and sell the Zim dollar and buy the US dollar against it, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's why we got selling the Japanese yen and buying the AUD, but we're selling the AUD because it's against the dollar and against the Canadian. Hope that's clear. Go to when you have John AUD CHF, CHF JPY, and want to short both. Yeah, well, I tend to agree with that, even looking at it on that. The short, that is. AUD CHF, can we get a decent entry? Is more the name of the game here. Yeah, not bad. What's stop loss? Can we put above the 50 or is it too far away? No, we can. Put another 50, it's not too far away. Take it down here. Yeah, I like it. No more. We can check it out in the weekly, probably similar story. Yeah, similar story. Check it out in the 4 hour. A little bit of problem down here. That's the only vision on the 4 hour. It's only 12 pips away, and it had a bit of a bounce on the 4 hour times 200. It might get a bit of a bounce hiccup there, a little bit of an obstacle there, and a bit of an obstacle down here on the 4 hour. So there's two obstacles on the way down to the TP, if you see my point. Otherwise, I like it. Any comments on that, Zeph? You got the point now, Cheryl. I don't want to go over it again. You know, well, I can if you like, but I don't want to bore you guys. But I've said it 2 or 3 times now, the reasons why. That's clear. Good stuff. Okay, right. AUD CHF, like I mentioned on the 4 hour, we've got a couple of obstacles on the way down. One's only about 12 pips, there's one's about 40 pips away. If you're not worried about that, that's fair enough. Well, about the others, if you're not too worried about that, I do see a trade there. Okay. So the shorter term ones hovering a little bit, but I think it's the downside there. Swiss has been a bit whiffy lately, but I think it's going to continue. I still, as I say, a very stable currency. It's a money market area. Zurich banks are all gods, kings, or whatever they call them. That's fine. Happy with that, Jethro. So yeah, I do see that. And the lucky thing is we put a stop loss out the way as well without being too far away. So if you like it, I'll put it up. We'll have a look. Just put it up here out the way. Yeah. How far is that? Can it slightly wider? Maybe a little bit wide, just out the way. Out of the way, these guys. Last time I was here, 23rd September, a month ago. It's not too far. It's about 100 pips away, to be fair. But that's okay. I have slightly wide, reduced position size, and too close, getting stopped out, and the trade was right. Take it back down here. We just about squeeze a risk reward. 6228. Just about squeeze it. Make it 6225. Remember, you modify stops anyway. If it doesn't get there, I wouldn't no boo-hoo about it. You still made a profit. Like the other trades we've had out since yesterday, we're all in profit. So whatever happens, you can't lose. So done it to the TP, well, so be it. But yeah, I do quite like it. If you want to fiddle the figures, just tell me. Do that. If anyone likes it and want to change the figures, tell me. If anyone likes it and happy with the figures, tell me. And we'll put it down to trade idea. And that's Seth's, okay? So you're going to wait on that, Jethro. Anybody want to go in at market on this one? Finally likes it. Anybody else? Oh, the few people like great stuff. Okay. Put that down. It's good enough. It's goodies, goodies, nice. Old enough to remember that advert. So what's the price? 63.80. Just a second, I'm going to put it forward. I've got the group WhatsApp going now. I just want to, before we go any further, just I want to explain here. I've got a QT group WhatsApp for South Africa, and I've been given the go-ahead. In fact, the go-aheads, I can post signals on there. All they ask is I just send it quickly through, forget the thumbs up or not. Get the thumbs up, I'll post on the group, and then it'll be a lot easier. Instead of just getting a morning update, we'll get the signals post direct and in time. Because by the time George asked me, because the ship has sailed, it's nice that everyone gets it out on the group at the same time, the correct price. And often they get in the better one when it's eventually picked up, an hour later, and it's 20 pips at the wrong side. Might be better, often the wrong side. So I'm going to do that in a moment. I'll go through that in a minute for you guys. So just give me a second as I post that. Just to make life a hell of a lot easier for you, and a frigging hell of a lot easier for me as well. Copy and pasting on reply, and they forget, or they come in late and miss it. It's a waste for everybody. Okay, just a second. Just give me a moment. I'll just put that out. Then we'll do the next one. Okay, set that out. Okay. Remind me before we close at 11 today, this is important, not for the bots guys. I know you're sorted. I'm talking about South Africans here. I'm going to post here my number, and please, I beg of you guys, if you want to be on it, just send your full names and your real account number. Don't just say, hi, this is George, I'd like to be on. I mean, who the hell's George? You get the point. I get a lot of that. Hello, what's your name? It's George. Well, there's a lot of Georges out there, so try and be precise. It takes time dragging information, so try and give the full information. We speed it up. Okay, you know what I mean, Jethro? Okay, right. So you've got that one. The other one, what was that, Seth? Just going back again. Thank you, Zeph, for your backing on that. You like the group. What was the other one now? I've missed it now. What was the other one? Was it AUDCAD? No, what was it? I can't remember. Sorry, Zeph, what was it again? Yeah, that's right. I've got it like that. Only admin can talk. Very good point, Jethro. Nobody can post on there except the key individual, Jacques de Beer, and myself. Nobody else allowed to post. So you can't say, I think your signals are rubbish and I think your ragging your chest bad, Roger, or you support the wrong football team or something like that. Tough, you can't. So you're quite right. CHFJPY, that's right. Probably short this one as well, almost certainly. Yeah, now it's interesting. It's in buy zone on the daily. That is in, of course, a buy zone, you dickhead. The base currency is Swiss franc. crack. It was the other way around the last one, cracking up here, trying to post stuff. You make sure it's no typo errors on it, etc. Just see if it come back as a yay or no. Okay, yeah. Right. Okay. Right now, CHF JPY clears a buy. So one way around it, dickhead. Yeah. Where are we now? Let's have a look. Here we go. I have got that now. No load shedding expected. Anyway, never mind. We've got it. Tough. Okay. Right. That's too far away. I prefer it down here, Zeph. If you want it down there, it's up to you. But I think it's too far at 18. You have to put the stop down here. It's about, again, it's about 100 pips away, but we've got plenty of upside. Definitely do a 2-to-1 on that one. Let's have a look at the weekly. Bit sideways. A bit sideways, and not a lot of follow through on the 4-hour. So on the longer term, I agree, but it's a bit slow. That's my only hesitation. So I did look at it earlier, and I thought it was okay, but it just, I the upside, there's no doubt about it. I just think it could be a little bit more firecrackerish, you know what I mean? I'll check for you, give me a second. Where is it? 0.3 plus compared to minus 0.2. So anything happening on the euro? Just going to go to the euro quickly. To the 5-minute might get him in. Yeah, just came off a bit there because the GDP was better, so it should have strengthened it in my theory, where I come from. Bit strange that, eh? Unless it was late to respond, and they only responded because it's a 5-minute chart at 10:05. Maybe the trade's a bit late to respond. So it's a bit of a strange one, that. Now, the only way out of the problem, Jethro, on the JPY is they've got to export their way out of that debt, because their debt is the biggest in the world. It's about 250% of GDP. It's horrendous. So that's the problem. And they made also the economic miracle, like Germany after the Second World War, was promise of jobs for life. That's one thing about those guys. At least they keep the promises, not during the war, but afterwards. And they tend to live longer there. You know, it's eat fish or whatever else. The sushi keeps them alive longer. They live longer. So we've got this horrendous problem with all these older guys being supported by the working guys to build that economic miracle. They're still, being looked after, basically. Sounds great socially, economically. So they can't raise interest rates, because then they make the debts untenable, if you see my point. So therefore, they've got to take, how much choice in the matter, a fairly dovish stance. So they can't raise their interest rates out to bring that inflation down, strengthen the currency. They can only do it occasionally, intervention by the bank. The problem is the oil price being high is not doing any favors, and the COVID knocked them sideways. Plus now, remember all the Seikos and the Kawasaki's and all that. Everyone bought cameras and Canon cameras and Nikons and all that many years ago. Now, I still have Canons, but South Korea has now built up quite a lot, and people quite like their cars as well. And also big in the cell phone market, like Samsung, etc. And Apple. These are household names. The Chinese ones like Huawei and Xiaomi. Xiaomi's now the biggest in the world, by the way. Not Samsung, Xiaomi, believe it or not. And the cell phone market. And you don't think of Japanese laptops so much. You know what I'm saying? So bottom line is they've got to start training that up. So I do expect the odd intervention will strengthen it. The Japanese at the moment going forward weakening. If down to 80, 85, it will help their cause a bit, because they're paying in dollars, but you get the idea. Well, I think it's fantastic. I tell you what, I've had to show you now about 3-4 years. I mean, mine's got all these gigs and God knows what on, whatever, 2.5 years ago, still going strong, battery friendly, very bloody well. 4.5, 128 gigs, 6 gigs RAM, nice decent size of 6.7 inches, the whole bloody lot, if you pardon the expression, guys, no tittering now. Yeah, so bottom line is you pay maybe 8-9 grand for a Samsung, over 10 for an Apple. Why not? So yeah, absolutely. Anyway, moving along, I just want to see if he's giving me a yay or nay. I can send it. No, still haven't said. The trouble is, he's just like come back. Is that a yay? I said, Hector is going to run it by meetings. As I said this morning, you've got to be on it. Probably the ship's probably sell that. Thank you, Cheryl. I'll definitely do that. If you already got my number and the trading guys, then just send that and I will do it in case I've forgotten. Okay. I think I've already added you, Asha. Yeah, distribute. Oh, well, I'll try and remember that. I'll make a note of that. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So just a second. Wait, non-familiar. That guy say. I'll post it now for you. But please, I beg of you, don't just say this is whatever your name is, first name. Preferably your full name, and it make my life a lot quicker and easier and speed up for the guys if you put your real account number, not your demo. Yeah, I'm not interested in demos, real account number. And I can quickly check it out, get your details from the system, bung it in the phone and upload you. Job's done. But you've got to have some money account, not with zero in your account, preferably proper money, not like 500 rand. I'll do 500 minimum, but try and put a bit more in, because 500, you can't do all the signals, just don't have enough money. It's your choice, but not 300-400. I can't help you on that. I had no value on that. You're not really doing yourself a favor. That's just too small. Yeah, I agree, Jethro, but that comes as minimum 500. It's a battle. They can only go 0.01 and only one trade. Otherwise, they're going to be risky margin call, I agree. And the guys on 500 to 1 leverage without understanding that. They're going in big positions and then wondering why they're getting margin call. In the noise, just in the ups and downs. Trying to trade with $30 in $1 trillion market. But if you must, you must. If you can't do it better than nothing, I suppose. It will take a long time to build it. But I'm just saying, let's think of it, be reasonable. If you're opening up a business, it's a business, this. You open up a business with a price of meal for 2 in a restaurant, you're undercapitalized. In theory, it should be common sense, but you do what you can do. Don't do it on here, Tibet. So no, WhatsApp me on that number. Don't post it on here. I'm in a trading room here. Please put your full details in. Trading number. Say it again. Full names, trade a real account number, and WhatsApp it to me on the number I've given you. Please, not on here because everyone's going to see your number, and you know what I mean. And they might say no. Right, where was I? CHFJPY. So anybody like this one? Okay. John, can I post a sonic signal? Yeah, yeah. Well, that's right. You should have the position size calculator anyway. But don't care what leverage you've got. I personally, if you've got $1,000, you might be able to get into two, 0.0.02, 0.01, and two different instruments. 500, one instrument, 0.01. Otherwise, you're risking margin call. It's taking a long time to get back to post this damn signal for you guys. But yeah, just WhatsApp me like Cheryl did. Just WhatsApp me like Werner done, and then I'll update you after the trading room. This is where you learn, Cheryl. You probably noticed. You can be seriously blue in the face. It's when you start learning, when you actually do it on the live. And that's why the practicality of a trading, I'm sure it helps, because it cuts out some of the, you learn a lot of theory, should we say, and concentrate more on the practice. Yeah. Okay. So anybody want to do the CHF JPY? The only say it is a bit iffy on the follow through on the 4 hour. That's the only issue I do have, but it's not a bad one. You quite like it. Okay, we'll do how far up? That's too far, maybe about here. Yeah, we do a $10 stop, and maybe yeah, we can do maybe a $200 TP. This is too slow, Joe. I can't work like this. I'm going to run it by you. You've got to be on it. Yes or sorry, no. I'm just 10 minutes late. The ship might have sailed. Thank you, Kim. Got stuff. Got you. Right. Right. So we'll put it up. They'll do that. And the TP we can put, don't have it too far. Maybe put it here. That might squeeze it. 149.65. Cool. It's not going to work. I'm going to put the stop any closer. So rather move the TP. How about that? Do you like it, guys? Do you like it? Didn't that one out? Jeff likes it. So I'll put it down then. It's good enough. Let's post a jar. No, we can move on it. CHFJPY by 104.5, 147.14. We'll make it 147, 14698. It's ridiculous. 147 round figure. Forget that zero. Make it 150. Too precise, otherwise. You guys think we can get the price to the exact cent. No, we can't. A lot of the future is complete guesstimate a lot of the time. Okay. So I like it. Got it down. Right. Okay. All right, so we've all got that, got it written down, come back to it. Zeph, you're like a short. What is your TP? Don't understand. Right, okay. Let's just check anything else there. No, just going to quickly check if you can do any more modifying, anything else happening. CAD JPY is doing just beautifully. That's doing beautifully. You can modify your stop again. I think you can move it up to around 108, okay? And then you're nicely in profit, about 70 odd pips, something like that. So if you want to go to CAD JPY and modify, you can. I don't know what you're shorting there, actually. So can you, what's going on here? You're shorting what? You're having a conversation between yourselves now. I need to know what's going on here. You're good too many trades. Okay, yeah, well, fair enough. You have to pick and choose, yeah. Okay, move your stop up, guys, on this one, 108, or slightly above if you want. It's doing very well. Might have a bit of noise the 10-day. I'm not sure. It might break through, who knows, but get up to 108 anyway, and then you're going to have beautiful, beautiful, whatchamacallit, profit. Right, AUD USD, we already had it at about 50 or 40 or something. I can leave, yeah, make it 64.40. 64.40 on this one. You're shorting the CHF JPY. Well, it's up to you. I've just got a buy out on that one. The guys went for a buy. You're shorting it, is that right? Okay, right, we'll put it back again for the short. If you want to do that, I've got a couple of guys that want to buy. Who want to short it, we'll put it down. I'm for a buy on this one. And guys who want to short it, I'll put it up for that. If you want to do that instead. Let's see, maybe, but what do you got to stop on? 146.60. No, that's going to be the TP. 146.66. .63, should I say? 63. And stop loss. Where do you want the stop loss? Is that too tight? That's about there, I suppose. 146.33. Why is that happening now? Just slightly out of the way, just out of the way, and 146.33. Yeah, so that's the short there. I'm for the buy, the Zeph is for the sell. I'm doing it on purpose there, so trying to get people, as you probably know, there, Jethro and Zeph, is to think and make their own decisions itself. So for the record, I'm pro the long, although it seems a bit iffy from the 4 hour. Long, I agree with, a bit slow, but yeah, I'm pro the long, and Zeph's pro the short. I put it down as a buy. A few people want the buy. Who wants to do the sell? Osborne wants to do the sell. Zanelli wants to do the sell. You're in for a buy, Mike. So we've got one sell, Osborne. Anybody else want to sell this one apart from Zeph? So I've just got one supporting Zeph at the moment, another person. We're going to put that on. Anyone else? Mike's for the buy, so we've got a few on the buy. We're looking for the sell. Anyone want to sell this one? Are we suggesting on our own? I don't understand the question. Okay, starting off. I suggested a buy. I've got the figures down if you join me. Zeph wants to sell it. The figures here for the sell. Who wants to join Zeph on the sell on this one? Yeah, I quite agree, Cheryl. Who wants to sell it? We've got Osborne wants to sell it. Who else? You're in a buy, Neo. You can get a few buyers in, that's fine. Anybody else apart from Osborne wants to sell this thing? I can't put it down without two people, excluding the person who made the suggestion. So Zeph, we've got Osborne, need one more person. Girls are buy. Kim's the chicken. There you are, Cheryl, got another chicken. Okay. Right, don't know what's joined, but I'll put it down just for you, Zeph, anyway. Just for Zeph. See how that goes. What was it? 148.05, 149.15, 146.33. See how that goes. Okay, right, got that sorted in the end. Good stuff. Right, see if we can move any stops. Knock that off now. I've got it written down anyway. Any stops? We've done the CAD, JPY, AUD, USD. Let's go down to the NZD, USD. Start the break through the 58 mark. Good stuff. We've got the stop already modified. Don't know what price you got in at. Yeah, I can modify it to entry. So NZD, JPY, modify it to entry. You can't lose them. Maybe lower. Maybe make it 58. Make it 50. 30. There you are. So you'll make a profit on it. So the profit, whatever at JD, NZD, beautiful one on the CAD, and the USD, JPY. Can we modify it again? Oh, it's doing beautifully, this, isn't it? We're nearly 200 pips up on this one, 190 pips. So you can move your stop yet again. You can make it 147, make it 147.20. If you're still in this one, you can make it 147.20. He still hasn't come back to me, but I can post these two trades or not. It's only this group WhatsApp's going to work. If I just do the bloody thing, it comes back to me. But not half an hour later and ship a sale. This is important. Yeah, I can get annoyed, you know. Okay, right. So modify the stop to 147.20, and you made a phenomenal profit. 150 odd pips profit, whatever happens. What a nice one. So I hope you're all on that one. S&P, is it still going down? No, it's bobbing around. So leave it at 3800 S&P. Goals, it's still coming off, or is it popping around? Still okay. Leave where it was. I think it was about 55 or something. 1655 on gold if you're in. Oh, you're out of that trade. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying for those two that just give them the figures. I always repeat it. I'm just scared people don't get this and they take a loss in the winning trade. That hurts. You know, it's a beautiful profit. They don't modify, don't understand, and then it shoots back up and stops them out in a loss when they're a lovely profit. Really popping. You're right. CAD, JPY, AUD, CAD. We got in that one as well. 70.87. It's now 60.50 profit. So you can start moving that down. I think we already got it down at 87.50. So if you're still in this one, 87.50, it's a nice one. So I think that's all updated. If I've missed one, just let me know and we can. Happy? See you next week. I'll be on, I think I'm on Wednesday because Ash had a fill in me last Wednesday. So I think I'll be doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Ash will be back. Okay. Right. That's covered. Right. Okay, I think I've covered them all. If I forgot something, just let me know. And yeah, we'll see how those go. We've got plenty of trades out now. So would anybody like to go over the pivot points again, or you're all updated on that? Whatever you suggest, I'll help you out on. You're good on that? Okay, so you're happy on that. Okay, we'll do that then. You've all got the what you call economic calendars, because I posted that. You've all got the position size calculator. You're all good on that side. Great. Well, that means you've been taking notes and learning, and hopefully you're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. Good. That obviously is the idea. Thanks, of course, for joining us, Jethro. Okay. Anything else you want to look at? We looked at Brent, seems to be dodging around. It's in the buy zone now on the daily. It's above this, no, sorry, in the neutral zone. Above this, seems to be hovering. Leave it alone. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Cheryl. Thank you. And I'll just post my number again in case I'm late. It's Roger. Trading support. And just WhatsApp on this number. Sorry, 061 529 3431. No, I do. No. Hang on from that. Okay, some WhatsApp me. Okay. I put a small letter for Roger. How bad is that? Okay, Brent's sitting still there. I saw Etchin's name. That's when we think of oil. I could use to do that oil a lot. Don't see much on oil at the moment. Don't see much in US shares at the moment. The BA came off actually. We talked about 141. Nobody seemed keen, but that was one that came in yesterday, and it seemed to close down. It was a sell, obviously, $2 down, but then we didn't take it. So interest. Euro dollar is still coming off. I think some guys are in it. We stop as per normal. So the trades are going well. Good way to go into the end of the week. All of them now should be in profit. You moved your stop loss. You've done it properly. So, you know, going into the weekend, you can let them run. It doesn't matter because you cannot lose. It's a lovely position to be in. No, Osborne, no. I think that ship sailed. That was a short we got in. Well, we didn't get in because they'd already a long out. So I suggest you close your long, take your profit and short it. Can't remember where you guys went in. It was just above parity, I think. So that should be nice in profit. Again, modify your stop loss. to protect profit, but I wouldn't be chasing it now. The reason I'm chasing it now is this guy's getting in the way, 50 pips away, and this guy's getting in the way. Yeah, about 50 pips away on both of them. I think she won't get a decent risk reward. I think it's a bit late shorting now, everyone. Sorry about that. But the other ones posted are doing pretty damn well, I think you've seen. Okay, right. I think I've covered most stuff. You've got the 10-year notes, DXY, you've got the economic calendar. That should be fine. You know how to post, you know how to set the charts up. I've told you that before, just a quick remember. Go there, go to right click, go to properties, set it up. Try not to over confuse yourself. Set it up so you can see the language it's telling you without confusing you with too much detail. You put the detail on and then take it off after to keep it uncluttered, just a suggestion. And always remember, if you want to see what the margin is or the contract size or information, just click on any of the instruments, highlight it, right click, left click specification, and all the details come out on it. Okay. And if you want to know how to work out your leverage, you divide your margin into 100, it'll give you a figure. It might be 200 or 300 or 400. Each one's got a different margin, and it'll give you a leverage. Whatever the leverage is, it's vital you use a position size calculator and use the risk that's commensurate with your balance. Don't put in $10,000 and go 0.01. It's ridiculous. But don't put in $50 and go 0.02. It's overexposed. You get the idea. You've got to know that. And you must have that calculator. And remember, that calculator does not work on shares. You've got to use the share calculator Excel one, which is provided on your LMS. But if you're doing a share, it's quite simple. If you know what that is, just take the entry from the stop loss in dollars is your risk per share, and you can do a partial share. You can do 2.5 or 4.2. You don't have to do 3, 4, 5, or 6. And don't use the same volumes as Forex. 0.1 is quite a decent size one in Forex. It's pitifully small on shares. It's wasting your time on shares. So often you might put 20 or 30 or 50 sometimes on a share, but you might 0.05, 0.5 on a Forex. Very different. Because remember, on a share, the contract size is 1. On the Forex, the contract size is 100,000. That's your exposure, and your margins, your deposit. But your exposure, you've got to remember. Even though you only put 5,000 Rand down, you still respond to that £1 million house you bought. Just bear that in mind. That's the exposure. If you're not sure of that, I'll explain again. But you need to know this, because I do know guys are trading, don't understand this is a leverage instrument. It's not equities. This is derivatives. Fat difference in risk profile, and must be aware of it. Nothing wrong with it, but you must be aware of it. And it is the lack of knowledge is holding most people up their trading journey, because they haven't found out about these factors and they're driving at the wrong speed. It can be dangerous. I think there came out some figures yesterday and the day before, and we had some bumps. I didn't see the Amazon ones, I looked at it. I saw the Meta, and that bad figures. Meta's Facebook. MTA is now Facebook. Facebook is no more, it's Meta. We all use the word Facebook, like everyone says Google, but the holding company is now META, which comes under WhatsApp, and what's the other one that's got as well? Instagram or whatever, and Alphabet's got Google. So Meta had very bad figures coming out. It dropped 30% on opening. That was yesterday. Look, it was over $100. It dropped down to 100. Look at that. 130 down to $100. $30 jump. That's 30% drop on opening. So anybody short, that'd be all right. Anybody long. I want to explain this, guys. I don't want to frighten you. You've got to be aware of it. If you had a stop loss here and you're going long on Meta, right? Closes there and opens there, that stop loss is defunct. You won't be knocked out your stop loss, you'll be knocked out on this figure here, because there was no buyers or sellers. Remember, a stop loss for TP has to have buyers or sellers. It's a sell or a buy order. It's a buy order on the short, it's a sell order on the long. So if you went long on this day here, and your stop loss was, let's say, 120, and then you stopped out at 100, what the hell's going on? Well, there was no buy or sell on 20 because the market was closed. It opened up here. So you can only get out 100. So just bear that in mind. Don't frighten you, just be aware of it. Market's not about just lines on things we get in and out of. It's actual humans and institutions out there buying and selling all the time. If there's no buyers or sellers your product at that particular price, nothing's going to happen. That's why you'll never get derivatives on penny shares, because there's not enough volume to trade. You can't, getting in is one thing, but getting out is a major point. You can't get out. And you might say, I'll put my stop at so and so. There's no one buyers or sellers, you're not going to get out. Or I'd say, I want to sell my house at R1,000,000, but nobody wants to buy the R1,000,000. They want to buy the 900. You haven't got much choice on that. You either refuse and hold or accept that offer. It's a business, buyers and sellers. Just bear that in mind. I'm not sure everyone's clear on it. Some of the questions that come back, so I just want to make that clear to everybody. Are we all on the same page? Are we all clear on that one? If you're not sure, it's very important. I'll repeat. You're clear on that, Jacob? Good. We've done it a bit before, so it's what ones were named at you and Zeph and Etienne. I know they're aware of it. Fine. It's just some of the newer guys not aware of it. But you already learned the hard way. Unfortunately, that's not the nicest, but the most effective way to learn it. Unfortunately. Yeah. So just bear that in mind. A stop loss and TP is a buy or sell order. It's the opposite to your entry. If you're going short, you're selling, but exit are buy orders. You're buying to get out, and vice versa, you're going long. And remember, long is buy, short is sell. At a one out, you go long on something. The guy said, does that mean buy or sell? So I mean, you shouldn't be trading if you're not sure of that. So hopefully you are now. That's why I have a trading room, and that's why you need to interact if you're not sure. There's no good listening to the trading room. I had one guy who's departed and was gone. He was in trading like every day for about a month or so. And he came up and asked a question. I thought that'd been going over probably 50, 60 times. Why didn't he ask in the trading room? We got the charts up here, and then it can be explained. Because this is money, man. It's money. Okay. Okay, anything else I'd like to go through? Anything else on the educational front you want to clarify? And you want to look at another trade or a trade you're in, you want to look at? Anything else you want to look at? It was a good few days, actually. Yeah. Hello, by the way, you should be on there anyway. If you've got a morning update this morning, you know, about the world markets, it means you're on that group WhatsApp. Thank you, Kim, and thanks for joining us. Brilliant. Get the impression you trade a little bit before, though. Some of the questions you come out with, obviously not total beginner questions. That's fine, Carl. So clearly you've done a bit. You've got some experience, though. I get the impression some of the comments you make. You might get them from Jark. Look, Jark posts them out, but you have to be qualified to post them out. Sorry, you have to qualify before you can. So Jark will post them out, but they have to come from someone who's unsupervised to give them, and it has to be okay from that position. Okay. But anyway, I'll upload you. I think you sent your stuff through here, so I'll put you on there. But he still hadn't come back to me to post, so I'm going to try after this call, give him a call and say why not? Because I think the ship might have sold. We'll have a look at them actually. What was he? CHF JPY and the AUD CHF. Start in alphabetical order. AUD CHF was a sell 63.80. It's 4 pips above. I haven't panicked yet, but anyway, so far so good. It was a buy or a sell 148.05. And what was that? CHF JPY. Slightly up at the moment, but I won't get too excited yet. Nobody's right or wrong as yet, because as I say, it's too close. Slightly up, but we had one the other day, hey, Seth, they're still there. I think it was one where you went long or I went short. I think I went short, we went long. It came off nicely, modified stop, took us out at a profit, then shot up, and then you modified stop, or the guy who followed you modified stop and took you out of profit. So whether you went short or long, we both won. So it can work out that way. So it's important. So we might both win on this one, but it's a bit 10 pips, a bit early to call, but we shall see. And no problem there, for sure. Clients, are you with us? Because I think Sephora's with us. She's on here. A few guys who actually work with the company also trade, and they're on here. Clients of your own business, or you're a client with us, the company? Some guys who actually do work with us as well as trade, yeah? Sephora, I know, does. I haven't seen Ashley for a while either. Leigh, the lady, I mean. It's good they come on, you know, because then they know a bit about their product. It's good. Yeah, you're learning a bit about the product, Sephora, which is good. Okay, well, we've got some buttes out since yesterday, I have to say. It's put me in a very nice mood going to the weekend. So don't tell me these things bad news now. Don't spoil my beatific mood. Okay, right. Okay. What's the time? 10:02. Anything else? Anything else on clarity before we wrap it up for the weekend? Remember, there's no afternoon session today. I don't mind hanging on. Afternoon, you like, don't mind. Quite enjoy it, but don't want to babble away and bore you. There's nothing we talked about. Any educational aspects you're querying? Probably some guys are so rude they don't know what to ask. Stick with it, guys. Stick with it. We'll get there. I mean, if Zeph can get there, anybody can. Hey, Zeph? He had to go to a special school, eh? And he can do it, so anybody can do it. Am I right there, Zeph? Cheers, Mike. Okay, right. Good question. Right, if you miss all the recap, you just go to the portal, go down the menu, you'll see social media. It's recorded, not anymore on Facebook, but on YouTube. Okay, just click on the YouTube and it's recorded there. Go. Hope clear for everyone. Great question. Don't forget, if you miss it, in future, you can't make it, you want to have a look at it. And the beauty, you can fast forward. It doesn't apply to you, you can fast forward on it, but it's on the portal in YouTube. On social media and obviously YouTube at the bottom. I'm not sure when to chase this Sephora now. We've already got a trade idea at 1666. I'm not keen chasing it now. Seem to be hovering on this mark here. There's quite a bit of resistance here. You might get a bounce first. I wouldn't be chasing it now. If you're in modifier, you're in a profit. If you're not in, that ship's sailed. And you can help your clients save Sephora as well, which is important. Well, fortune vital, in fact. Good stuff. Okay, anything else, guys, or should we wrap it up? What do you think? So I'm happy to stay, but obviously if I'm offering value, not chit chat. Thanks, Philip. All good. Vedna, are you good? Thank you, Fanny, and yourself. Are you good there, Vedna? Is hey mean good? You do, Jacob. If you want to sell it, you can do. I'm suggesting you don't. I think that ship sailed. It could get more downside if the dollar continues to rise, the yields continue to rise. I think to get a decent risk reward, I think it's a bit late to join now. That's my personal opinion. It's okay, that's fine, but that's entirely up to you. The problem with it's that volatile. Some guys do several trades. It's good for day trading often. If you find a decent entry, yeah. And you got enough money, don't forget. Don't even think of touching the Dow Jones if you've got less than about 8-10 grand in your account. It's too volatile. Often you're trying to get the stop in the right place. It's a contract at 10, remember. It's something that can happen, something like 600-700 rand a micro. So you need about 8-10 grand in your account. Just bear that in mind. I don't know what your account is, Lorenzo, but if it's anything below 5, don't touch the NAS or the Dow. It's too volatile for that account. Well, we've had some trades up here, Vedna, so go for it. Absolutely. There you've had them. Had the AUD CHF and the CHF JPY. Start with a small one, give it a go. Half small just to get the confidence. Don't do the demo. You're wasting your time. You learn nothing on the demo. The only purpose of the demo is to learn how to operate the platform and try out a new strategy. I like that, Celia. Yeah, a nice little piss take there. Nice one. Yeah, Botswana, that issue. Actually, I had someone early on today said, look, I've got some electrical problem in Botswana. Said my sense of humor, I actually had a bit of a cheer on that. Thank you, Vedna. Good stuff. That is good. That's what it's about, getting that confidence there. That's why I have a forum. We share it together. Moral support and all that. Excellent. Well, don't forget, we'll post on, was it on, we put it to, hello, Peter, if you like anything. Oh, sorry. You like it? Post, yeah. I'm telling you now, as far as I know, our backup here is second to none in the industry. We're highly rated in that. Most of the others, even the bigger ones, you're on, once you open your account, you're on your own. And if you want advice, you pay for it big time. I've traded on others before coming here. You can't ask them for anything, really. You either post or you don't. If you want advice, then you pay. And often, it changed a bit now. In those days, you had a proper size account for them to speak to you. Thanks, Vedna. No problem. Okay, Zeph. Okay, guys, well, we'll wrap that up. Enjoy the weekend as always, and catch you on Monday. Hope we can find some more good ones, and these are still good, etc. Cheers now. Cheers, Philip. Cheers, everyone.